Hey everyone! Are you sick and tired of going to the grocery store and not remembering what it is that you're supposed to get? That is what we are talking about today. So if you want to know a great tip on how to know what you need to get at the grocery store, stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome to Coffee Chat with Danie, episode number 4. So today we are off and out and about, hence the car. So I am stopped, I am pulled over, I am safe, just to let you know. So welcome everyone, welcome replay viewers, thank you for coming on in. Live viewers, hello, welcome, thank you for taking a moment out of your day to be with us. So let me introduce myself. My name is Danie. I am a performance consultant helping individuals, teams, small businesses take their personal and professional development to the next level. So we are here today with Coffee Chat, the new series here on my Facebook page. And I wanted to share with you some tips and some ideas about to-do lists. But before we get started, make sure that you share this video with a friend who you know would love to get more organized, since this is declutter and organization week. And tag a friend as well, somebody who you think might like this. All right, because sharing is caring, guys. All right, so let's talk to-do lists. So to-do lists are something that some of us do and some of us don't. So I'm a big to-do lister. I am such a big to-do lister that what ends up happening is I will literally write something down just to cross it off, even though I've already done it. If that is you, go ahead and put an emoji hand up or say me, because I know I'm not alone in this. The other thing is, some of us don't even do to-do lists at all. See, the problem with not doing to-do lists is that we will forget. We often try to remember everything that we thought about or had great, brilliant ideas, but then what happens? We forget. I know I've done it. I've been in the shower, had great ideas, forget to write them down, and then days later remembered that I was going to do that. So I'm going to highly encourage you right now to start doing to-do lists. They can be on paper, they can be in some great apps. OneNote, Trello are my two favorite, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But to-do lists are they are my home base. They help me stay organized, and here's why. So when it comes to to-do lists, kind of how I utilize them, or how I would recommend using them, is at the beginning of every week, I kind of plan out my week. I basically write every single task or activity that I need to do down. So first off, I'll look at my week and I'll write in all of my appointments, all of my meetings, anything that I'm going to attend that week. Next, I brainstorm everything that I need to do for that week. So whether it's something for a client that I need to do, whether it's maybe an event that I'm going to that I need to bring something, or maybe it's I need to do some research for something, a project I'm working on that I have to do later in the week. I write all of that stuff down. I also write down personal stuff too, things that I need to get done around the house, or appointments in my, for me or whatnot. So all of that kind of goes in, done all the brainstorm, and then what I do is I categorize everything. Categorize them into 3 kind of categories. The first category is A-type tasks or activities are the things that I need to do now. The things that I need to do right away, today. Those are the things that are kind of urgent. The second thing is B. The B-type tasks are things that are not necessarily urgent, but they're things that I'm going to need to do or have completed within the next couple of days. And then finally, my C-type stuff. So C-type activities are the things that need to get done, but they're not urgent. They don't need to be done now. They're either something that is happening later in the week, later in the month, that I need to make sure is on my radar so that I don't forget to do it, but it's not urgent. So I'm going to give you an example. So an A-type task that I would have on my to-do list would be, for Monday would be to review my Coffee Chat notes. So Monday's Coffee Chat. So I need to make sure that I take a look at my notes before coffee chat is going to review them. So that would be something that's an A, right? That's something I have to do right away. On the flip side, a C-type activity would be to outline my February coffee chats. So we're in the middle of January. We're not in February yet. It's something that I have to do, but it's not something that I need to do today or even in the next couple of days. It's probably within the next week or so that I need to start working on those. But I have it on my radar so I don't forget to do it, and I know that as the time passes or as I get other things done, that's something that I can work on. The other thing is after I've kind of written out my A, B, and C type categories and I've listed everything as such, I then go in and prioritize. I prioritize all my A's, all my B's, and all my C's. I do it numerically, so number 1, so like an A1, and then I go to like A6. Now I recommend that you don't do more than 6 A type tasks. The reason being is really if something comes up, if something happens during the day and you need to, your attention needs to go somewhere else, there's only 6 things that you're kind of focused on, which may seem small or for some may seem like a lot, but you only have those 6 things to worry about. Those are the 6 things that are kind of urgent for you. So you can kind of move things around as such. And so what I would also recommend is as you're categorizing them, you want to do the most important stuff first. So you want to make those your A1s, A2, A3. So those are your first kind of top 3 things that you need to get done. So if something happens, the 4, 5, and 6 may not be as drastic as if you didn't get the A1 or A2 done. This also makes sure that you get the most important stuff done first and that you're preparing for the next stuff to come. Now, after you've completed writing your 1 through, whatever it is for all of your tasks, in some cases in my B category or my C category, I might have 10 to 15 different items in there. Again, it just depends on what it is that I'm working on. But I have them all listed down and I just carry it over every single day. So at the end of the day, I take a look at what I was able to complete, mostly my A type stuff. And then my B and my C is generally left over. So then the next day what I go in and do is I transfer that to-do list over, and I only transfer obviously the ones that I haven't done, those B and C categories. So the B stuff I then move into A, and the C stuff I move into B. So you can kind of see how it starts to flow throughout the week. So the C stuff could become B stuff by Friday maybe. If you have any more questions on kind of how I do that and how that's kind of structured, I'm finishing wrapping up my course kind of on prioritizing and goals and stuff like that, and that should be coming out in the next couple of weeks, so look out for that. The other thing, so that's kind of like your to-do list type prioritizing, kind of how I do that. If you have any questions on that though, please leave them below. I want to make sure that those get answered because it can be a little tricky. It is something from Franklin Covey, so if you've ever read any of Franklin Covey's stuff, that's kind of the system that they practice or they preach. So that's that. So let me give you the grocery list tip, because once I learned this, it saved me so much time and so much worry. So earlier I mentioned OneNote and Trello. So OneNote and Trello are 2 apps that I absolutely love and I use pretty much for organizing all of my information. OneNote is basically where I keep all of my notes. So anything that I'm working on, all of my notes kind of go in there. It's basically like a notebook, but it's a digital notebook. And I love it because it can go across all of my platforms. It goes from my desktop to my tablet to my phone, so I can always have that information wherever I go. The app is completely free, so I highly recommend using it. The second one is Trello. Trello is kind of like more of a management type system where you have a board with cards of different topics and subjects, depending on what you use it for. There's so many different ways that you can use it. If you go to Trello.com, they have some great videos and ideas on how to use it. So the second thing I'm going to say about Trello though is I use Trello. I have a board called Home Base. My Home Base card is my favorite card because it basically has all of my stuff for home, whether it be stuff that we have for home, like passwords, or if it has bills, maybe the account numbers for our different companies that we have, that we deal with, utilities, things like that. It also has any projects that we're working on. If we're gonna, buy something, we kind of have some pictures on there to kind of think about, and pricing, so that we kind of know where to go, where it's at. So it's all kind of stored in one place, which is really great. The second thing I use Trello for is my grocery list. On my home base board, I have a card called grocery list. On that card, it has all of the items that I buy on a regular basis. So I'm sure that you buy a few things on a regular basis, right? Like bananas or cereal or tomato sauce, whatever it might be. You have those staples that you always buy. So what you want to do is create a list of all of those staples on your grocery card. And what I did is, after I typed in all of those, I then went in and checked out my home and thought, okay, what do I have in right now that I have on this list? So if I have bananas, I'm good on bananas. I checked it. If I had tomato sauce, I checked it. Tortillas, I checked it. Bread, I checked it. The things that I didn't have, I didn't check. I left open. Those are the things that I was either really, really low on, or I didn't have at all and I needed to buy next time I went to the grocery store. So when I went to the grocery store, I was able to pull up my Trello card, pull up my list, and see the things that I needed to buy. Right there, plain and simple. I didn't have to write it out again. It was already clear to me what I needed to buy. So that is my grocery tip list for you. Whether you use Trello, whether you use OneNote, whether you use a Word doc, notes on your phone, whatever it is, write that to-do list of all the staples that you have in your home that you buy on a regular basis, and then check mark them off if you have it, and leave it open if you don't, so that way you know what to buy. You'll never walk into the grocery store not knowing what you need to buy, because it's already there for you, plain and simple. All right, so our action item for today, our action takers, let's go ahead and write a to-do list. It could be the grocery list that I just talked about, or it could be any list that you need of things that you need to get done in the next week. Write it all down, brainstorm it all out, and start planning on when you need to do those things. You don't have to get so technical with A categories 1 through 6. You don't have to do all that, but write it down. Minimum, write it down, all the things that it is that you need to do so you don't forget. All right, that is it for today. Quick announcements. We'll be back on Thursday, tomorrow, with episode number 5. And I think, if you haven't joined Mindset Mastery in my Facebook group, Empowered Women Achieving Success, we are on week 1 of our 6-week journey of mastering our mindset. So we'd love to have you. Make sure to come on over and join us. And that's it for today. You guys have a great day. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.